What's up everyone, Late Vinny, Late Tano here, late again to another drama. Personally, does it really matter in the grand scheme of things if I'm 2 or 3 weeks late to a topic? Conversations can happen at any time, and further down the track, no one is going to care about a gap as insignificant as a few weeks. As I've been away at school and living my life, YouTube has been pushing a certain genre of content that has been met with extremely negative reception. I'm sure you've seen the waves of videos engulfing the YouTube Shorts or the videos critical of your content by now. In this video, I'll go over the content that has received criticism and the reasoning for my gripes that I myself have with the content and the person behind it. Then we're going to have a look at the response from some of the commentary channels discussing it. It's no secret that the YouTube Shorts have been plagued and exploited with sometimes dangerous content or content that is just mind-numbingly awful. But it seems that Jellybean and her content has been the 1 out of a million highly criticised by nearly everyone on the platform. And I want to go over one by one the problems that people have with her content and any other points that I would like to make myself. If you want to skip to me just talking about the commentary channels, I'll leave a timestamp for you to do that. But I will always preach for you to hear both sides of the story. I will also just talk lightly on each critique, so it's not going to be a long process. To begin, I want to say that I personally do not enjoy her content. This could be because of the pacing of her videos, or the fact that I don't watch Minecraft content, or the various reasons that I'm about to list. So please note that I will be approaching this content with the bias that I will not be interested in the content, even if they did it well. Most of us commentary YouTubers are not news channels. We are people, and people will have opinions that affect the way we go about things. I'm sick of people saying that we are reporting information when we are always just giving our opinions, and that's what you should expect. One person's opinion. So that is what I'll be giving. The first thing many people will pick up on when clicking on her videos is the high-pitched voice and the volume of her content. If I had to make a comparison, it would honestly be similar to Pokimane. I don't like Pokimane's content, so that's not a compliment by the way. To me, she's just a Pokimane that sits way too close to her mic. I'll play 2 clips here to show you the similarity.
Oh my god! What is that?
Oh my god! If you just quacked at me, I'll find you. What if I just sit here? Candace! Can these nuts fit in your fat mouth?
This is so dope!
Is Obama's last name? What is his last name?
I really like hot dog man because I'm kind of hungry.
Wait, are they gonna let us do stuff like this? I'm ready. Put me in, coach! Put me in! We're barely at 2 a.m.!
If anything, Jellybean has more of an excuse. She's a teenager, we're going to have squeaky voices, and Jellybean's content is much faster. It's a short, so of course she's going to be talking quickly. And talking quickly is going to cause your voice to be higher pitched. I find it to be obnoxious as all hell, but clearly people watch both Pokimane and Jellybean, so there are going to be people who look over her voice. In the same vein, there are people whose voices sound so comatose that it becomes hard to watch as well. Something I can't excuse as easily is the goddamn volume. It really does not need to be this excessive and makes the content hard to watch a lot of the time. Sticking to why people think her content is bad, let's talk about creativity. Now, this is where a lot of conflicting arguments arise, because it depends on a person's perspective of what is creative and what isn't. In my opinion, I can deal with this new wave of seemingly identical content. I wish that many would add to the content and try and build upon the formula, but I understand I'm asking a lot from people, and the issue isn't that extreme to begin with. Focusing on Jellybean's creativity, we see that her content, as well as others, is a lot of narration. Often she'll just read things from her comments and add a small unfunny joke that doesn't say anything. This type of content is saying that you don't have any content to add, and are essentially making a compilation of things you found. This is just making a compilation of comments and adding narration. Albeit not funny comments, and the narration is, well...
What is his last name?
Fuck you!
Either way, whilst her content may be uncreative, that's not something unique to Jellybean, and is even more commonplace amongst the creators commenting on her. How creative is making 50 videos on dream stands? Not only is that uncreative, but it's borderline obsessive. Now finally, let's talk about the creator herself. and her use of her own fanbase. One of the more surface level stories is the videos where she encourages her audience to spam a certain comment and change their profile pictures and usernames. In order to understand why this is unhealthy, we need to discuss the term comfort streamer. A comfort streamer is simply defined as a creator that makes you feel comfortable and safe, not because of the content, but the creator themselves. Now, I hope I don't have to tell you why this is a horrible concept. Building up a community based around your persona, not your actual self, but your persona, will lead to your fanbase becoming dangerously attached to that persona. We have seen countless times that this is not something you want, especially with people such as Dream or any other Dream SMP member who have been eaten alive by their fanbases when they discover that there's more to a person than what they see online. I think treating your audience like this is wrong and borderline manipulative. Acting like you're so close to an audience you don't know is false and only promotes bad habits. Then what she did next is what really upset a lot of people. Here's the short where she prompted much of this anger.
I think we can set a world record. Now hear me out. So recently, I've kind of gotten a little army of myself. If you look in my comments right now, you probably see a lot of people with the Jellybean profile picture saying it's not a mistake, it's a masterpiece. Now this got me thinking, what if we hit a world record for the most comments on a YouTube short? I know it sounds crazy, but I think it's possible. If everybody watching this video typed "it's not a mistake, it's a masterpiece" 10 times, I think we could hit that record. That's not all though. I want you guys to get your friends involved, okay? I want you to send this video to your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your dog, your fish, your monkey, and I want them all to comment the same thing. Let's see how many comments we can get on this video.
This would eventually lead to this "it's not a mistake, it's a masterpiece" quote bleed into other channels and cause a lot of annoyance from their comment sections getting spammed. A lot of people chose to point fingers at Jellybean for this, saying that she was causing a lot of people to infiltrate the comment sections of others. When, in my opinion, it's an extreme push to try and pin the blame on Jellybean for this. Wanting to break the most comments in a short record is no different to wanting to get the most liked tweet or a YouTube video. The only difference is that this one hasn't been attempted. Not to mention, she did make a statement calling for her fans to stop harassing other creators with this comment. Some criticize this move, saying that because she only posted this to her community tab, it's not getting to everyone, and therefore is not doing enough. Which, whilst not being wrong, at this point you're nitpicking to create a problem for someone who only minorly did wrong at all. In reality, what could you really do that hasn't already been done? I'm going to make a comparison to Dream for this. Dream has stated that he doesn't address the controversy that his fans create for him because he doesn't want to draw attention to that and make more people behave that way. Now, whilst this opinion isn't wrong, the way Dream uses it is completely messed up, and the largest reason to why I don't condone his actions. In Jellybean's case, she had no intention of causing this problem, and then made her opinion on condemning these actions in just a few sentences and didn't address it again after that. Continuing on and making this the main focus of future videos would have drawn all the attention to the problem, causing more people to take part. An action which ironically was done by the very same people calling her out on not making videos on the issue. That puts a huge unnecessary spotlight on the spam comments and causes a few people to follow suit out of spite. Just to mention Dream again before anyone gets my words twisted, because people love to do that, Dream, instead of addressing the controversy in any way, chooses to instead hype up the mentality of being a stan, which is what was causing a lot of his issues in his community in the first place. There's so much more to that story, but this video isn't about Dream anyway, so we'll just continue on with Jellybean. The final thing I want to mention is this clip and Jellybean's response to the backlash that surfaced in its wake.
Sorry, I just threw it. You pedophile!
It's past your bedtime. You must be punished.
No, he's a pedophile! He's a pedophile, chat! He's a pedophile! No me gusta! No me gusta, chat! Motherfucker, chat! Where the fuck do I run, chat? Where do I run?
Now this is a pretty lighthearted clip. There's really nothing of note here or anything to bat an eye at. But apparently some people took a high amount of offense to this. These people are the type of people who take offense to anything, so responding to this is just ridiculous. Turns out Jellybean had a different opinion. Look, you're gonna struggle being a YouTuber if you're incredibly spineless and inadvertently telling people that making problem out of things that don't exist is spineless and nothing less. I don't think there's much more to add to this, as there's really not much debate to be had from me. So if you've made it this far in the video, this is the section where I want to talk about the commentary channels making videos on Jellybean. I already went over a large amount of the controversy, and it's apparently clear that Jellybean does not deserve to be one of the most crucified creators on the platform. So that begs the question, why would commentary channels choose to focus so heavily on Jellybean? One of the obvious factors is views and jealousy. She's 17 and has around 2 million subscribers. Just because her content is mediocre, dare I say, shit, people who think their content is better feel entitled to that level of subscribers and views themselves. Then, fueled by jealousy, they make these 10-minute long videos calling her dog shit. Then they realize that these videos make them a lot of money, leading them to create several more videos to the point where they have a library of content on someone purely because they found them annoying. A common way they titled their videos are I despise or I don't like blank. To actually title a video saying you despise someone, then make a 10-minute video calling them loud and unfunny, then you repeat this formula time and time again to make more videos is simply pathetic. Really, if you're gonna say you despise someone or their content, you gotta ask when it's warranted or fair. One other thing that I thought was interesting on how they criticize the short where she wants to get the most comments and her intentions behind it. The people who say she's just doing it to get more comments confuse me the most, when at the end of almost all of their videos they always tell the viewer to leave a comment saying a certain phrase and then they'll go heart that comment. I used to get really annoyed when people did that, but now I don't really care. They do it to boost themselves in the algorithm, and it doesn't harm anyone, so whatever. Just don't criticize others for doing the same thing. Anyway, this sort of behaviour in the Jellybean hate mob sprouted a group of people who took the role of providing justice by harassing and doxing Jellybean and some of the clone channels. Information such as their face and family photos, addresses and phone numbers were leaked to the public and used to further harass them. Another PNG tuber by the name of Red Velvety also had his information leaked. Both of them, and I'm sure many other PNG tubers, have also received death threats and have had misinformation be made with the purpose of ruining their careers. This goes without saying, but this behaviour is obviously disgusting and serves no place in society. To summarise, Jellybean is a child who makes very childish content. Content that in my opinion I could not watch if it weren't for having to make this video. She encourages toxic behaviour in her community by agreeing with the stand mentality and crumbles under criticism from that audience. Most but not all of the videos on her are pathetic and unnecessary, containing blatantly disrespectful content which serves no purpose. Made with jealousy and the intent of capitalising on a situation in whatever way they can. Essentially what I'm saying is there are no correct sides and everything sucks. That's all for now. I'll see you losers next time. Peace.